cubes and cube roots. So we have already studied in some of the previous lectures what is a cube. So if I say what is 4 cube, we know 4 cube is nothing but 4 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 4. So when 4 is multiplied to itself 3 times, we say that's the cube of 4. And we know the answer to this is 4 4 is 16, 16 4 is 64. So 4 cube is 64. In the same manner, minus 1 cube or negative 1 cube is negative 1 multiplied by negative 1 multiplied by another negative 1. 1 1 is 1, multiplied by another 1 is still 1. And we know negative and negative is positive and positive and negative is negative. So 3 negatives remain negative. So we can also deduce that the cube of a negative number will remain negative. And then 0.8 cube is 0.8 multiplied by 0.8 multiplied by 0.8. So 8 is 64, and then 64 multiplied by 8, 4 is 32, 3 carry, 6 is 48, 49, 50, 51. So we have 512. But after the decimal point, we have 1, 2, and 3 digits. So we shall be placing decimal point over here such that after that we shall be having 3 decimal places. So the answer to this is 0.512. And the very same manner, what is the cube of negative 6 upon 5? So we have negative 6 upon 5 multiplied by another negative 6 upon 5 multiplied by another negative 6 upon 5. And we have 6 6 36, 36 6 216, and 5 5 is 25, 25 5 is 125, and 3 negatives remain a negative. The cube of a negative number is negative. So what is cube root of a number? So if I tell you what is the cube root of 64, so this particular symbol is of course the radical sign, and we also put the symbol for square roots, but if I write a 3 inside it, it is pronounced as cube root. So cube root of 64 will be back to 4, which means tell me a number such a way that if I multiply that number 3 times to itself, I shall be getting a 64. And we know that number is 4. 4 4s are 16, 16 4s are 64. Therefore, the cube root of 64 is 4. In the very same manner, what is the cube root of negative 1? The cube root of negative 1 is negative 1. So remember, the cube root of a negative number is also negative. Similarly, what is the cube root of 0.512? And the answer to that is 0.8. So the thing that we need to understand from this is, if I cube a number which has only 1 digit after a decimal point, the answer will have 3 digits after a decimal point. In the very same manner, the cube root of a number, if it has 3 digits after a decimal point, the cube root of it will only have 1 digit after a decimal point. So the cube root of 0.512 is 0.8. And the cube root of negative 216 upon 125 is negative 6 upon 5. It is always handy to know the cubes of the first 10 natural numbers. So what is the cube of 1? When I say the cube of 1, which means 1 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 1, and the answer is 1. What is the cube of 2? The cube of 2 is 8. 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. What is the cube of 3? That's 27. Then 4 cube is 64. 5 cube is 125. 6 cube is 216. 7 cube is 343. 8 cube is 512. 9 cube is 729. And 10 cube is 1000. So just suppose if you want to know the cube of 8, it's very simple. Just 8 8s is 64, and again multiply it with 8. So 4 8s are 32, 3 carry, 6 8s are 48, 49, 50, 51, and therefore the cube of 8 is 512. It is always very, very important for the future lectures that we know the cubes of at least the first 10 natural numbers. Thank you for watching.